My hands were literally shaking. I was staring at the send button on my email. Subject line, resignation. I looked at my bank account. I had bills to pay, I had a mortgage, and I was about to throw away a six-figure salary. Everyone told me I was crazy. My mom told me I was ruining my life. But I knew if I stayed one more day, I would lose myself completely. So I closed my eyes and I clicked send.
Whoa, just like that? You walked away from the dream job?
Just like that. And let me tell you, Alex, the silence right after I clicked that button, it was the loudest silence I have ever heard.
Okay, Sarah, before we get to the panic attack in the office, we have to rewind. Because for a lot of people listening right now, a high-paying job is the goal. It's what we study for, right?
Exactly. That's the trap.
So paint the picture for us. What was your life like before you quit? On paper, at least.
On paper, it was perfect. I was working as a senior marketing director for a huge tech company in the city. I had the corner office with a view. I was making over $100,000 a year, plus bonuses.
Nice. The American dream.
Totally. I had the fancy apartment, the leased car, the expensive dinners on weekends. When I went to family gatherings, I was the success story. My cousins would ask me for advice. My parents were so proud. They would introduce me as my daughter, the director.
That feels good though, doesn't it? That validation?
Ideally, yes, it feeds your ego. But here's the thing about what we call golden handcuffs.
Golden handcuffs. That's a great term. Can you explain that for our listeners?
Sure. Golden handcuffs is an idiom. It refers to a situation where a job pays you so well or gives you such good benefits that you feel like you can't leave, even if you hate it. You are a prisoner to the money. The handcuffs are made of gold, so they look nice, but you're still trapped.
That makes sense. So you were trapped by the lifestyle.
Yes, I upgraded my lifestyle to match my salary. I bought things I didn't need to impress people I didn't even like. But inside, I was hollow.
When did you start realizing that something was wrong? Was there a specific moment?
It started slowly. The Sunday scaries.
Ah, the classic Sunday scaries. That dread you feel on Sunday evening because you know Monday is coming.
Exactly. But mine wasn't just a little anxiety. I would physically get sick on Sunday nights. I couldn't sleep. I would wake up at 3 a.m. checking my emails. My boss expected me to be on 24/7.
That sounds exhausting. Burnout is real.
It wasn't just burnout, Alex. It was emptiness. I remember one day I just got a promotion, big raise. Everyone was high-fiving me. I went to the bathroom, locked the door of the stall, and just cried. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person looking back. I realized I don't care about selling software. I don't care about quarterly targets. I'm wasting my life.
Wow. Crying in the bathroom after a promotion. That is a powerful image. But a lot of people hate their jobs, Sarah. They stick it out for the money. What pushed you over the edge? What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
The straw that broke the camel's back. Nice idiom. It means the final small thing that causes a big reaction.
Right.
For me, it was a missed phone call.
A phone call?
My best friend from college. She was in town for one night, just one night. We hadn't seen each other in 3 years. We planned to get dinner. I was so excited. But at 5:30 p.m., my boss walked into my office.
Oh no. I know where this is going.
He dropped a stack of files on my desk and said, "We have a crisis with the client in Tokyo. I need this report redone by tomorrow morning."
And what did you say?
I wanted to say no. I wanted to say, I have plans. But I was so conditioned to be the good employee, the high achiever. So I just said, okay.
Ouch.
I canceled dinner via text. My friend was understanding, but I could hear the disappointment in her text. I sat there eating cold takeout food at my desk at 9 p.m., fixing a report that honestly didn't matter. Nobody was going to die if this report was late, and I realized I am selling my memories for money. I missed seeing my best friend for a report.
That hits hard, selling memories for money.
That night, driving home, I didn't listen to music. I drove in silence, and I made a promise to myself. I said, I'm done. I don't know how, but I'm done.
But quitting isn't easy, especially without a backup plan. Did you have another job lined up?
Nope, nothing, zero. And that leads us back to that shaking hand on the mouse.
So you decided to take the leap. How did you prepare, or did you just rage quit?
I didn't rage quit, and too type A for that. I spent the next 2 months saving every penny. I calculated my runway.
Runway, that's a business term, right? Like how long a startup can survive before running out of cash.
Exactly. I calculated I could survive for 6 months without a paycheck if I cut my spending. No more fancy dinners, no more shopping, just rent and ramen noodles.
Rent and ramen, the classic survival diet.
Pretty much. But even with the savings, the fear was paralyzing. I kept thinking, what if I never find another job? What if I become homeless? What if everyone is right and I'm a failure?
Let's go back to the email. You clicked send. What happened next? Did your boss scream? Did security escort you out?
It was actually more awkward than dramatic. My boss called me into his office immediately. He didn't scream. He looked confused. He asked, "Is it money? We can match any offer."
And you told him?
I said, "There is no offer. I'm just leaving."
He must have been shocked.
He looked at me like I had 3 heads. In his world, money was the only motivator. He couldn't understand why someone would leave the winning team. He actually said, "Sarah, you're making a huge mistake. You're throwing away a career people would kill for."
That must have been hard to hear. Did it make you doubt yourself?
For a second, yes. Imposter syndrome kicked in. I thought, maybe he's right. Maybe I am being an entitled millennial. But then I looked at him. He looked tired. He had dark circles under his eyes. He was on his second divorce, and I realized I don't want his life.
That is such a crucial realization. You don't want to climb the ladder if the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall.
Exactly. So I stuck to my guns. I served my 2 weeks' notice.
And how did your family take it? You mentioned your mom earlier.
Oh, that was worse than the boss. My mom grew up without much money, so for her, security is everything. When I told her I quit without a backup plan, she literally couldn't sleep. She kept sending me job listings for entry-level positions because she thought I had lost my mind.
It comes from a place of love, I guess, worrying about your safety.
It does, but it made me feel so isolated. I felt like nobody understood why I was doing this. I felt like the black sheep.
So you're free. You walked out of the building for the last time. Cue the happy music, right? Life is amazing now?
I wish. This is the part nobody tells you about on Instagram. The first week was amazing. It felt like a vacation. I slept in, I went for walks, but by week 2, the panic set in.
The reality check.
Yes, when you don't have a job, you lose your identity. When people ask me, "So, what do you do?" I didn't know what to say. I used to say, "I'm a director." Now I was just Sarah, an unemployed Sarah.
That identity crisis is real. We tie so much of our worth to our job titles.
And the financial stress was heavy. Every time I swiped my card for groceries, I felt guilty. I watched my savings account go down, down, down. There were nights I lay in bed staring at the ceiling thinking, I made a mistake. I should beg for my job back.
Did you ever try to go back?
I almost did. About 3 months in, a recruiter reached out with a job offer. Similar to my old job, high pay, easy work. It would have fixed all my money problems instantly.
That's a huge temptation.
It was right there, safe, secure, comfortable.
But
But I remembered the bathroom. I remembered the missed dinner with my friend. And I realized that comfort is the enemy of growth. If I took that job, I would be right back where I started. So I stuck to my guns. I turned down the money.
you turned down the money again. That takes guts. So what did you do instead?
I started exploring things I actually loved. I always loved writing. I started freelancing. I started helping small businesses with their branding, not for a huge corporation, but for real people. owners who were passionate about their coffee shops or their art studios.
And how was the pay?
Terrible at first. I was making in a month what I used to make in 2 days, but I was excited to wake up. That Sunday dread, it was gone. I was working harder than ever, but it didn't feel like work. It felt like building.
So fast forward to today. It's been, what, 2 years?
2 years.
Do you regret it? Do you miss the corner office?
I miss the steady paycheck sometimes, sure, but I don't miss the person I was. I'm making about 70% of what I used to make, but I'm 100% happier.
That's a good trade-off.
And I learned the biggest lesson of my life. Your job is something you do, not who you are. Money is a tool to fuel your life. It shouldn't be the driver of your life.
That is beautiful. Money is a tool, not the driver.
And for anyone listening who is sitting in their car right now, dreading walking into the office or feeling trapped by those golden handcuffs, I'm not saying you should quit today. Don't be reckless.
Right. Don't just rage quit.
But start planning, start saving, start looking for who you are outside of that paycheck. Because the scariest decision of my life turned out to be the best decision of my life.
Sarah, thank you so much for sharing that. It's honest, raw, and I think a lot of people needed to hear that today.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
If you guys enjoyed this conversation and want to hear more stories about real life, real struggles, and real English, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments. Would you trade a high salary for more free time? Where is your line? We want to know.
See you next time.
Bye.